I wrote it while I was in the mental hospital, and my life had sort of become this like broken machine. Trilogy was actually the first song that we recorded on Iridescent. I wrote the lyrics to Trilogy first for the most part, and I wrote it while I was in the mental hospital, and I like got out and then the next day flew to LA and saw my bandmates for the first time since Belgium when everything had happened. That was a very emotional experience, and then getting in the studio and recording the song. It was just a really meaningful kind of cathartic experience for us as a band. Trilogy was in many ways, I guess, a bit of a thesis statement for the album. The song lyrically is about kind of using this metaphor of the machine. That's gonna be a kind of a recurring theme. I've just realized how much technology has infiltrated like every single aspect of our lives, and how we always carry it with us, and in some ways it carries us. And I'd realized how much of my life had sort of become this like broken machine, which is why I say like only circles and lines in my binary mind, and how my experience of anxiety and technology have gone hand in hand. That over the years of like using social media and communicating with people and just reading disembodied voices had to some degree contributed to my deteriorating mental state. There was so much like static in my head that a lot of times I struggled to really know like how I really felt or how I really thought about things, because I would so quickly it was hard to be quiet. It was hard to like actually like really be centered and grounded. Throughout most of the song, I'm describing the experience of that, and then in the chorus, what Thomas, our bassist, is singing is now I know it's delusion, in love with our slow demise. He says, be still and human, breathe in and be consumed. The first true, like, I guess, realization or takeaway that I hope people can get from our album is how important it is to be still. That you will not live a happy, fulfilled, successful life if you are sort of just rushing from thing to thing, trying to like wake up and immediately get tasks done, or to immediately be productive or creative. You need to first be able to just like be a still human, because more than ever, we are being inundated with like technology and sound. The other day I went to like the gas station, and like I was just like trying to like put the gas in the car and like have a moment, and then like a screen is just yelling like ads at me. It's like, you know, like buy this, do this, you know, we got a new Happy Meal, and it's just so overwhelming. And I think we often can have this hubris to believe more technology is always better, it's more efficient, and I think that it's very dangerous and a lot of hubris to think that you can just get more without losing something. Because I think one spiritual principle of life I've come to believe is every decision involves loss. And you can do something that might seem like a no-brainer to you, something that might seem like this will inevitably make my life better, but you're gonna cede something in the process. It's just like the ocean comes and goes. If you take something, you give something. If you give something, you receive something. And all of this constant technology has just kind of brought us to this place where it's hard for us to hear each other, and that's why the song talks about we don't speak, we barely hear, and I watched you watch me disappear. We have this strange society that is obsessed with seeing and with gazing and with like being able to receive, but it's like if you're not giving something of yourself and you're just receiving, that's gonna make you sick. You have to expel, you have to give something back when you're receiving. I was really in that sickness. And then at the end of the song, I say, return to the hands of time. There's nothing human in this room of white, because I'd gone from the inhumanity of this digitized age to like the inhumanity of like a mental clinic, where like I've gone from one technological isolation to like the classic hospital isolation, where like you are a patient. Like there's two people here. There's like the doctors, there's like the staff, and then there's the patients. You're an A or a B. You're binary. Just like with our media, you're either being gazed upon or you're the one gazing. I realized just how in some ways similar our society has become to the clinic. And that's a reference to the work of Foucault. We'll get more into that when we talk about Panopticon. Yeah.